GMC Acadia gets bigger and more powerful for 2024 model year. I've already covered the Acadia Denali. Now this is a 2024 GMC Acadia AT4, and without a doubt, this is my favorite trim. And today, thanks to Orange Buick GMC in Orlando, Florida, I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, technology, and the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. GMC Acadia competes in a very busy market segment, and that, of course, is a midsize SUV. Well, we have a lot of good vehicles. We have a Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, Mazda CX-90, Nissan Pathfinder. We, of course, have part of the same family, which is brand new redesigned Chevy Traverse, and then we have this. So has GMC done enough to be at the top of this segment? Well, let's take a look and find out. First of all, as far as the design, I know it's very subjective, but I like the design of it. It's very manly, masculine. It looks like a mini Yukon to me. It has a very nice flat hood that sits really nice and high, but it has some roofs both on the side and right here in the middle, both for better aerodynamics and better visibility of this vehicle. And in particular, I like this AT4 trim. This is the more rugged styling. It has some skid plates underneath, but up here in the front, we have the brand new light setup, LEDs, LED daytime running lamps, LEDs, turn signals. The grille is blacked out. As a matter of fact, there's a combination of the smoked chrome and the piano black. The big GMC logo, of course, in the middle, AT4 on the side, red recovery hooks, and fog lights, LEDs right here. Everything down here at the bottom is covered in piano black in the middle, and on the side in this matte black cladding. Now we of course have some real skid plates underneath here, and this vehicle sits about an inch higher than the regular GMC Acadia. Now they're all powered by this brand new powertrain developed for 2024 model year. Let's pop the hood and see what it is. All Acadias are going to share the same powertrain, which is a 2.5-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged and intercooled engine, producing 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. All-wheel drive as standard. As far as the gas mileage, we have 19 and 24 for the combined number of 21. Let's take a look and see what else we have. We have nice hood struts on each side, and then we have some sound insulation underneath here. We're going to see if it's going to be a nice and quiet ride. Then check this out, guys. I said it looks like a mini Yukon, and definitely does, especially right here on the side. It's got nice square look to it, nice flat hood sitting up and high. And then we have a very straight roof line, nothing sloping, no tear-shaped or anything like this. We also have the piano black roof rails up on top, but down here at the bottom is where it's a lot different than, for example, a Denali trim. So we have this matte black cladding, including this positioning lights on the side. The matte black cladding continues at the bottom of this vehicle. We also have the AT4 trim on the side. Vehicle has 18-inch wheels. Yes, the smaller diameter rims, but we have the more aggressive tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory tires. 265 by 65 is the size of it, and overall this vehicle sits up about an inch higher than, for example, the Acadia Denali or the Elevation trims, which are the two other trims available. Piano black mirror turn signal indicator and the side view camera. Everything around the windows is dressed in the piano black. Of course, we have the smart entry system on this vehicle, so as long as the key is somewhere on you, you can lock it or unlock it with pushing just a button on one of the 4 door handles here. Overall, a great looking one. Total length of it, 204 inches. So it is definitely longer than the previous generation. We also have almost 121 inches as far as the wheelbase. Here in the back, in my opinion, looks 100 times better than the outgoing generation one. We have, of course, the brand new design, brand new taillights, all LEDs, nice and bright. I have them on for you right now. Now, up on top, we have the gate spoiler with the third brake light. I kind of wish that they hit this wiper underneath here. GMC in the middle, rear view camera, Acadia all-wheel drive, and AT4. That's what else we see. We have some of the matte black and piano black finish at the bottom, dual exhaust tips, tow hitch, 5,000 pounds towing capacity. Now, the gate can be accessed several different ways. Of course, there's a button right here. There's a button on the inside. We can wave our foot if the sensor is enabled, but I know this one has it. So press twice to open up the gate. Let's see if I can fit underneath here. Opens nice and tall, almost 6 feet tall. No issues here. Let's see what's going on inside. And here it is, starting up on top of this gate. We have this button to close it. And then in the back, behind the third row seat, we have over 23 cubic feet of cargo space. Now, this is, if not the biggest, one of the biggest in its class. I think the Toyota Grand Highlander has about 21, so definitely up there. Now, let's see what else is going on here. Do we have any charging ports in here? And there is none, surprisingly, because this is the AT4 trim, something that you'll take off the beaten path and hopefully use it, actually, if you had it in the back. Now, underneath here, we have a little bit extra storage. And is there a spare tire here? Well, according to this diagram, is underneath this plastic tub that's underneath here, so you can remove it, and the spare tire is actually underneath. Now, the seats can be folded down as well, 60-40 split. Now, I've had an issue with this on the GMC Acadia Denali as I was doing this, because here's the thing. You can fold down those seats. There's no issue. Some people say that, hey, there's an issue with folding those down. Well, if there is one, I haven't encountered it yet. But you have to move the middle seat up almost to, to the max towards the front in order to fold these down. I kind of wish there was a mechanism that if you push the button would move those seats up for you, so you don't have to do an additional step in order to do that. Now, on my Pilot, I can fold them down even with the seats almost all the way to the back. So that's kind of a feature that I would like to see on that. Now, this is what we have for cargo. Let's see what we have for passengers. I'm going to start with this rear door panel. Check it out, guys. We have soft padding for the armrest. This is a soft material. It's looking good, by the way, too. We have some of this smoked chrome trim and a different color trim in here, and this is also a soft material. So a big plus in my book. We have a Bose stereo, a little bit more storage at the bottom of the door. And as we go inside, this is what I'm talking about. I had to move this seat in order to fold down the third row seat almost all the way to the front. Now, yeah, I could probably move it just a little bit back and still be able to fold it down. I'm just nitpicking at something that I think it should be automatic. Once you fold down the third row seat, this would move up front, or just make them foldable without the need of doing this. Now, in order to get in the third row seat, fold it down and see if I can actually fit inside. And in the third row seat area, the passengers will find their own cup holders, USB Type-C chargers, and their own vents up on top. Now, the seat, if adjusted to the all the way to the front position, not a big deal. I can fit. However, if I move the seat all the way back, being almost 6 foot tall, it smashes my knees. Yes, I could probably ask the passenger in the middle to make some sacrifices, but there's not a whole lot more room that they can adjust without asking the front passenger to get adjusted. So I guess for a family that is not very tall, it's plenty of space. Anybody taller than probably about 5'8", third row seat is going to be pretty tight. But if you're not using the third row seat very often, or maybe on occasion only, the second row passengers will find themselves very comfortable in the seat. I have about this much of headroom, and considering this vehicle has a panoramic sunroof, that's quite a bit. I also have plenty of shoulder room, and as you can see, plenty of knee room, and I can definitely compromise, move myself up a little bit, allowing the rear passenger to have more room in the back. Well, plenty of room. Seats are comfortable. Let's see how they look and see what else we have here. And as far as the interior design, let's take a look at the seats. I like this, so typical to the AT4 trim gray look with a little bit of brown, a little bit of red, and two different materials. We have some leather with some fabric here. It's looking really good. The seats are nice and comfortable. It's a flat floor right in the middle, so no issues here. This particular one is a 7-passenger seating configuration, so we have 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 3 in the back. In the middle console, we have the big cup holders. We also have your own automatic climate control settings, 2 USB Type-C ports, and the regular 115-volt outlet. And you also have a little bit of a shelf at the bottom here. Both driver and passenger seat have some seat back storage. Up on top, we have lights, and look at this big panoramic sunroof. I'll open it up once in the front. But for those of you that are worried that it's going to be hard to get in, you also have your grab handle. And of course, before we get inside, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. And it's just okay. Let's look at the front door panel, very similar to the rear, with the addition, of course, of the window mirror lock controls. And at the bottom, we have the trunk release or the gate release, Bose stereo. I have the lights on, that's why the chime is on. We have the AT4 trim at the bottom, the seats AT4, and the headrest nicely sculpted. In the middle console, you have a lot of storage down underneath here. You also have your own 12-volt power outlet. And let's jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this brand new interior. And here it is, guys. The interior of this 2024 GMC Acadia is a huge improvement over the last generation. Does not feel as plasticky. Let's take a look and see what we have. Big vent on the side. We have the same trim as we've seen on the side of the door. This is the same as we see on the seat, so nicely matching the rest of this vehicle. Now, this is all soft, including the top of the dashboard here. We have this huge 15-inch screen, a speaker up on top, and head-up display. And let's take a look and see what's going on in the driver's compartment. So big steering wheel. Kind of wish that it had those thicker places here for better grip, but it's nicely leather wrapped with contrast stitching on the inside. On the left hand side of the steering wheel, we have the parking brake, different modes, all-wheel drive, which, okay, this is 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. It can be set up automatically. Okay, we can turn off that automatic engine start stop feature, and here's your dimmer for the instrument cluster. Let's take a look what's going on in the steering wheel. In the middle, we have the GMC logo. The left-hand side controls the cruise control, and the right-hand side controls your media, your inputs as far as the instrument cluster, heated steering wheel, voice control, and the phone button. In the back, we have the pedal shifters here too. And you have the fully digital instrument cluster. Fully digital, this is your standard setup. In the middle, you have the speedometer, rounded tachometer on the left-hand side, date, time, and the temperature. On the right-hand side, you have the indication of who's buckled up and who's not. All-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, you can change that. Two-wheel drive right now would be fine, and the dry temperature, 164 miles range. Now, you can switch that up and say navigation if you'd like to see the map in front of you, maintaining the main information on the left-hand side and left-hand corner, and you can switch that to this as well. I believe this is, yeah, this is your dynamic cruise control, and on the left-hand side, that actually has basically everything that you need. Now, on the right-hand side, you can control what you're listening to. So different inputs, Sirius, XM hits, 80s and 8, classic, rewind, etc. You can select what you want, and then we're going to move on to this big infotainment system. Guys, this is 15-inch screen. This is bigger than on most of the other vehicles that I covered, and it's definitely a different shape. It's more like the Ford Mach-E type deal. It's more like the new Mercedes-Benz MBUX. Now, some manufacturers go wide, some manufacturers go deep. Now, this is 15-inch screen, big. Turn it off if you want to, right on the side. You can turn this, I think. Yeah, there you go. Turn this off, turn this on. If that bothers you, you don't have to use it. However, what would be the point of buying a vehicle with all those gadgets if you're not going to use it? So this is a Google developed infotainment system. So that's why you have the Google Assistant's Play Store. Let's take a look at the camera settings. That's important, right? We have the front view camera. I'm right here in the corner. This is your rear view camera. We also have the top-down view for the front, top-down view for the back, and the side view cameras on both sides, and the hitch camera. So if you are towing something, this definitely going to be very helpful. So this are your camera settings. Actually, it's nice. It's very vivid picture, so it's not bad at all. I thought it had some film in the back at first, but then when you really look up close to this, it's got a nice picture of it. So no complaints here. What else do we have as far as this infotainment system? Close that off. You have Alexa, trailering, settings, ambient lighting. Some people ask me about ambient lighting, so here it is. Now, it's going to be really hard to see where the light is coming out of. Maybe switch it to something like green and select the brightness all the way, and I still don't see where the light is coming from. I believe it's going to have to be somewhere in the cup holders, maybe somewhere in the footwells, although it's not very visible, but it is there. It would be nice to check it out at night, probably. Well, leave it in red. I guess that's what they wanted. Go back to the home screen. Climate control. Now we have the climate shortcuts down here at the bottom. These don't change. This stays on all the time. So you have access to it, but if you wanted to have this on the big screen and you want to change it, here's how you do it. You select the positioning of the vents, the temperature, auto sync, AC, etc. And then let's go back to the home screen. Wi-Fi, hotspot, audio, maps. If you're a Google user, you're going to love it because that's basically what it is. I don't need to review privacy settings. Okay, next and accept, right? Go to map. So here's your Google Maps. Very nice, very bright, very visible, easy to operate. I think this infotainment system is really good. I think Google's done a nice job. Go back. You have your podcast, your news, different controls, traction control, auto high beams, front fog lights, camera, power window lockouts, hill descent control, head-up display controls, doors and windows lights, drive and park, universal remotes, of course, for your garage. Now, let's go to the different split setup screen because you can have several different items going on at the same time. Okay, here's your map. And to make a call, pair Bluetooth, pair a phone via Bluetooth. We're not going to do that. It has Android Auto, and then it has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Okay, so it has both of them. Now, here are the settings that I wasn't fond of when I first saw it. I'm still not. Here's your light controls. This is how you turn on the lights on the vehicle. You can have it in auto mode, off. You can turn them on here. I don't like it. I kind of wish they left it where they were on the side. It would be much easier, but anyways, I guess it's a matter of getting used to it. At the bottom, this is always on. Like I mentioned, you have the heated and ventilated seats. You have the heated steering wheel, and this one, the control is on the steering wheel itself. And then you have your buttons here. This is on and off for the climate control, auto. You can adjust the temperature, adjust the fan, etc. It's a very nice and big infotainment system. Okay, you have the vents on each side. Right here at the bottom, you have the wireless charging, a little bit more storage, cup holders. And of course, you have this armrest that you can open up, and you have a lot more storage down below. Okay, mirror, very tiny mirror. I kind of wish they make it bigger. And then you have the OnStar sunglasses holder. And of course, we can control this moonroof through here. So first of all, let's open up this cover. All right, look how big it is and how much light it lets inside of this vehicle. It's incredible. And now we're going to open up the moonroof. Okay, slide it open. We have a nice windscreen and quite a bit of room. This opens up to here. One touch close. And this is the interior of this 2024 GMC Acadia AT4. Let me know what you think about it. But now let's talk about pricing and take it for a spin. As far as the pricing, there are 3 different trim levels available for 2024 Acadia. The base one is called the Elevation, and it's available in either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive will start at $43,995. AT4 is available with 4-wheel drive only, starts at $51,395, and the Denali front-wheel drive starts at $55,695. Now, this particular one has a few items added on it. This is a AT4, MSRP including destination $54,440. I'm going to list out those few items that are added to it, which includes the panoramic sunroof with sunshade and the luxury package, as well as the sterling metallic silver. That's the color of it. Those are the additional options on this particular one. Let's take it for a spin. On paper, this vehicle looks really good. As far as the powertrain, we have the 2.5 liter turbocharged and intercooled engine, 328 horsepower, 326 foot-pounds of torque. That's quite a bit more than most of the competitors, which are sub 300. Now, it should be a lot faster, should be a lot stronger than all of them, right? Well, we're going to check this out. I've driven both the Denali Acadia front-wheel drive and the Traverse front-wheel drive. This is the only all-wheel drive that I'm driving. See if there's going to be any differences. This vehicle should do 0 to 60 in about 6.5 to 6.7 seconds, which again, you know, it's not horrible. It's not the best and it's not the worst. But for me, it's the feel of the vehicle, how it feels, how it accelerates, you know, especially if you need to make a maneuver like this, you know, passing some of the slower vehicles, and does it do it quick enough? And I feel like it is a little bit sluggish as far as in that turbo. We can definitely wait quite a bit for this to kick in and then catapult you in the front. The power is there. It's just not getting delivered right away. Yeah, the concept is great. The delivery, maybe not so much. Let's stop right here, stop and go. Nobody's behind me, and let's see how it goes. So waiting, there you go, kicked in. Now it's quite loud too, to be honest with you. We get it up to about 52 miles per hour. Quite frankly, I think I prefer like a naturally aspirated V6. Maybe that's just me. And we're in the all-wheel drive. Yeah, it's getting power to all wheels. Once you get it up to speed and you're at the cruising speed, nice and quiet. But anytime you need to get there, it definitely produces quite a bit of an excessive noise. And here it is, guys, 2024 GMC Acadia AT4 trim. Let's take it back to the dealership, but let's sum it all up before that. What are your thoughts on that? What do you like? What you don't like? I'd love to hear it in your comments. Let me tell you my thoughts. First of all, I think it's a great design. I think they nailed it as far as the design of the vehicle. They make it nicer, bigger. They have tons of room for passengers. They have tons of room for cargo, one of the leading cargo space in the industry. Definitely the technology puts this vehicle ahead of a lot of competitors with this 15-inch screen. Now, there's a few things that I would definitely like to see improved. One of them would be the space that the camera takes up that on the screen. I would like to see it on the entire screen versus just a portion of it. The second thing would be the location of the lights. That's something that can be get used to. And then the third thing would be the way that this third row seat folds down. You kind of have to go inside, make sure that the middle seat is far enough forward in order to fold it down. If they kind of incorporated both of them in the same button, like when you pull the lever, the front seat moves up a little bit, or have it automatic, that would be really a good improvement. Also, you know, there's no power outlet in the third row seat. That's something that I would like to see as well. But actually, the biggest thing that I think needs improvement is this powertrain. This just doesn't feel as good as some of the other competitors. I think I like the naturally aspirated V6 better than this 2.5 liter intercooled and turbocharged engine. It's got kind of sluggish acceleration. It's got a lot of turbo lag, which It shouldn't. It's quite loud. I mean, it's got the power, and once it gets moving, it gets moving. But I think it just needs a little bit of tweaks here. So maybe that's what's going to come in. Maybe it's a software update. Maybe it's a mapping update. Maybe it's, gearing. I don't know what it is. I think it can be improved. Let me know your thoughts on this vehicle. I welcome all comments, and I'll try to respond to all of them, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope you like videos like this. If you do, check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.